now, the most accurate weather forecast in South Texas with meteorologist Juan Acuna.
Hi everyone, welcome back. A very good Sunday afternoon to you on a pretty brisk day here in the coastal bend with the cooler temperatures making their way into the region. Our CCRV6 weather bug over an I-37 in Suntide not showing a whole lot of traffic out and about. We continue to have plenty of cloud coverage across the coastal bend, and those temperatures are holding on to the middle 50s right now with northerly winds at 15 miles an hour. That front really came in and into the late morning hours, but out ahead of that, especially out in the Rio Grande Valley, they did manage to get into the 80s here, but it just picked up too much steam for us to do any better than the mid to lower 70s and what we observed early this morning. So what's ahead? We're going to have the temperatures plummet for tonight. We're talking about many locations falling into the 30s. That's the actual temperature. We're not even talking about wind chill advisories, but the winds are expected to stay elevated as they are right now, going about 15 to 25 miles an hour. And that means wind chill values will be falling into the 20s and 30s for a good portion of the coastal bend early tomorrow morning. So definitely on the early morning commute, and for the kiddos on the way to school, definitely going to need the thicker jacket as you make your way off. And the cold air is going to be trapped. Lots of cloud coverage is still expected to stay in place, so it's going to keep that cold air trapped until middle of the week. And pretty much that's going to be keeping our values into the 40s. We talked about a freeze watch. It does not include Nueces County and not Corpus Christi, but it does include our northern counties from LaSalle, McMullen into Live Oak and into B County as well. That is tonight and through Tuesday morning. Now that pretty much means that sub-freezing temperatures are possible, with temperatures going about 29 to 31. I think that's a little bit too low, but nonetheless the National Weather Service has issued that, so sensitive vegetation could be harmed or even killed as well. And don't forget your pets outdoors either. Make sure they have an extra blanket to stay warm. Wind chill advisories, once again, Nueces County not included, but it does include Live Oak, B, and off into Duval County as well. That goes until 3 o'clock in the morning. It starts at 3 o'clock in the morning, and 9 o'clock in the morning it will end. So that means that a combination of the wind and the very cold air that's in place is going to cause those temperatures or wind chill values to be into the 20s and 30s. And hypothermia can occur if you don't take precaution and if you plan on being outdoors for a prolonged period of time. So be sure to bundle up, use gloves, and stay warm. We're at 54 degrees right now. In fact, middle 50s and lower 50s are common across a good portion of the coastal bend, with strong northerly winds coming in at about 15 to 25 miles an hour, at times gusting closer to 30, and our dew points are beginning to fall as well. Once we had that high pressure move in and the initial push of cold air went in, a lot of that fog went out with it, so visibilities are improving. So that's certainly a plus because it was really dense last night. Evening forecast, you can continue to see the temperatures starting to tumble into the middle 40s. So if you have plans for tonight, take the jacket with you. You're certainly going to need it. As you can see there, those winds continue to stay elevated. For tonight, lows will be into the upper 30s to lower 40s near the coast, but our inland areas from Beeville, George West, off into Freer, and into the inland regions will get really close to that freezing point, so you just want to use caution. As far as the future tracker is concerned on those wind chill values, here we go into early tomorrow morning. Everyone is below freezing, and into the inland areas from Freer, George West, Beeville, off into Refugio, Sinton, and Orange Grove. We're looking at those wind chill values in the middle to upper 20s. So once again, bundle up. The winds, as I mentioned earlier, are expected to stay pretty gusty by tomorrow afternoon. They do lighten up between 10 to 20 miles an hour. Cloud coverage remains in place at this point as high pressure up to the north and cold air continues to sink in. It's a very active stormy day off into the southeast where they're having several tornado watches and warnings in place. But other than that, high pressure and control. We have 0 in Pierre, and look at the feels like temperatures across a good portion of the northern plains. They're into the minus 24, minus 30 degree range. Our NEC Co-op Energy 7-day forecast: 46 tomorrow, 49 on Tuesday. We start in the 30s, wind chills in the 20s and 30s. Very cold. 58 on Ash Wednesday, 70 on Thursday. That's when we get southeasterly winds and we warm up a little bit. And as we go into the weekend, don't forget to spring forward. We're back into the 70s. Stay with us. Jeff Dubroff is next with sports.